Hey Leo, I hope you guys are doing great. These are going to be general messages for you guys for the week of March 16th to the 22nd. I'm going to cover general reading first with the Celtic cross spread. So that has to do with, I'm going to cover for relationship, career, family connections, friendships. I'm just going to apply the different interpretations, and then I'm going to do a separate longer love read right after that. Okay, I hope you guys are doing well, Leos. You guys are going through some stuff. I do believe, according to what I'm seeing is happening in the sky for you guys, lots of really big, ultimately positive changes. I do see hitting the seeds, at least cracking open this week. So we have Mercury entering Pisces on March 16th, and that's happening in your 8th house. The 8th house, that's the house of Pluto. That's the house of transformation. So it's a great time to communicate, right? Because Mercury, it's going back into your 8th house, but it's direct this time. So this is a great time to communicate or move forward on things that you felt held back in during the Mercury retrograde, right? So this is your house of other people's money, your ability to recognize and exercise relationships as catalysts for change. Recognize where you allow this ability to kind of cleanse and renew yourself, right? Because this is about self-regeneration and the discovery of that which is really indestructible inside of you. So it's time to really tap into that. So for a lot of you, this could be a lot of changes in relationships that end up impacting your finances. So there could be inheritance indicated here. There can be a huge payout as far as some sort of insurance situation or investment. This could absolutely have to do also, guys, in conjunction with the other placements. Some of you going through a divorce or initiating the beginnings of a divorce, that's actually going to end up being a very positive thing in your life, even if you're not feeling it right now. And please don't come after me. I'm just telling you what the energies are indicating. And then on the 19th, we have the sun entering into Aries, and that's happening in your 9th house of your belief system, and where you have the ability to sense the direction in which something is heading or changing. So it's like your intuition is so turned on here. Your higher mind. This could have to do with higher education. This can even involve the higher courts, right? So again, going back to those of you who may be dealing with some sort of lawsuit coming through, or having to do with divorce proceedings, anything like that, where the energy of it is very kind of interwound in the energy of the week. You'll be able to better view your life from a distance, though, right now, Leo, that will allow a really beautiful, fresh perspective to come in for you. And this is just about fresh ideas hitting you, and you're feeling very motivated to make changes in a really enthusiastic and spontaneous way. So this is not you laying down and accepting anything like negative. This is super positive, having to do with the energies that I'm talking about. Might not be easy, but the result is going to really work in your favor. And then on the 21st, we have probably the biggest occurrence of the month, in my opinion. We have Saturn entering Aquarius. Saturn's the great taskmaster, and Aquarius, being ruled by Uranus, is about shaking things up and things just being different after that. So, and this is, guys, this is for the first time since 1994. And it's in your 7th house of relationships and partnerships, which is, again, why I'm sort of vibing holistically when I was looking at this stuff for you guys. Things go, a lot of relationship stuff, but it can in the same way be issues having to do with business partnerships, situations having to do with wills or anything like that, because that all falls within the 7th house energy as well. But Saturn in Aquarius wants to gather wisdom and information off the mainstream path and beyond what's normal for you. So he's going to be turning his attention outward and reordering structures and boundaries for you in order for you to be able to make connections and come up with new ways of handling things having to do with the 7th house of relationships and partnerships. So you're on a new path here that's going to resonate more strongly with what you want and need. You're really going to be structuring a new belief system for yourself in how you actually do relationships. So really good. Really good. Again, Saturn, great taskmaster, slow moving, challenging, but on the other side of it, guys, the biggest gifts. I love Saturn. Saturn, it's people think I'm a weirdo because I like Saturn. I know. Yes, it's hard, but the blessings on the other side of a Saturn energy last decades and decades and decades long. Whereas Jupiter blessings, those are fabulous and fun, but they're short-lived. Who doesn't want the long-lasting blessings, right? Go in and do the hard work and then get the blessings on the other side. Doesn't mean it's going to be comfortable or easy, but really good stuff. So I just feel this sense of restructuring and reordering having to do with relationships and just your sense of self changing, right? Absolutely. Absolutely. Really good stuff. So let's see what we have for this Celtic cross. Coming into this energy, we have the Nine of Coins. All right. So the Nine of Coins is a Venus and Virgo energy. And I really like this. I mean, obviously Venus, and I'm going to connect this primarily to relationships and career. So Venus has to do, yeah, it's the planet of love, but it's also our connection to money. And it's also where we look at our sense of self-value and self-worth, right? And Virgo is all about, it's an earth energy. It's about pentacles, but it's ruled by Mercury. So it's about communication. So I feel like this is you very much getting in touch, communicating with yourself very strongly here about what it is that you want, need, and desire for that heart space. What do you want out of your career? Right? You really want to love what you do. What do you want out of a relationship? It's you really communicating what it is that you want and need. This is you communicating it to yourself, Leo, as well as the person in front of you. So that could be your boss, that could be your colleagues, it could be your partner. It could even be a family connection or a friendship. But it's you getting in touch with seriously what it is that you need, want, and desire. Because the Nine of Coins is all about pushing yourself forward to that wish fulfillment. So that was in the past. So I feel like you just standing your ground in the past, really identifying what it is that you want and need, and identifying where things haven't been coming to fruition in the way that you wanted. Yeah, because then we have the Four of Swords energy. So the Four of Swords is a Jupiter and Libra card. And Jupiter being all about luck and expansion. And again, Libra being about what's fair. Libra rules relationships in general. Libra is ruled by Venus. Everything we just said about Venus having to do with love and connection to money, right? So it's you identifying that you really want to have expansion in relationship. You want to have expansion in career. You're very focused on bringing that to yourself, and you're thinking about everything that you've been through up to this point with the Four of Swords energy. Four of Swords is taking a break and thinking about everything that you've been through, thinking about where you want to go next and what's necessary to make that happen. And what I like about the Four of Swords energy, though, is that you don't throw the baby out with the bathwater with this energy. It's about recognizing the important and valuable lessons that you've picked up along the way and incorporating them into how you're going to move life forward. So if you're resonating with this regarding a relationship, it's not saying that the whole relationship was bad or that the person was a bad person if things aren't working out. It's more like the recognition that maybe you guys just you were together for the seasons and the lessons that you needed to learn, and that you're going to just move forward with any of the positive benefits that you gained through that connection. Same thing with a job. You know, it's not throwing anybody under the bus, and it's not being so embittered. It's not like that energy at all, but it is certainly about moving forward with the lessons from the past so that you can work towards what's going to bring you that happiness and expansion that you want. And that's very much on the mind, right, of the situation right now. Crossing this is the Hermit reverse. So I'm feeling that a lot of this contemplation is going on in deep private. Because the Hermit reverse is, first of all, it's a Virgo energy, but it's the shh, don't tell anybody card, right? You know what, guys? As I'm doing this, I want to plug in my microphone. If my audio sounds a little wonky, I didn't plug it in. So my apologies there. I'm sure you still hear me because I have pretty decent range on this phone, but let me... Okay, I think that's probably better too now. My apologies for that. So yeah, this is the shh, don't tell anybody card, right? So lots of deep introspection. Then we have the Ten of Wands. So, oh, Leo, you checked out already. Ten of Wands is like, you put the wands down, it's reversed, it's done. It's done. But, you know, a lot of times when we end things mentally, we cannot act on it physically right away, obviously, right? So if this has to do with the job, this is you making the the mental resolution, at least, that you're going to be looking for another job, that, you know, this is not going to be your future. You're not going into this next cycle in this job. And this is you either mentally committing to getting another job. Some of you, obviously, these are general messages, guys. We're not going to be able to resonate with everyone. And as always, take what resonates, throw out the rest, and know that the energies could always be flip-flop, vice versa, right? But this is about just recognizing that, you know, it's done. So depending on your situation, maybe you literally ended it already, or you ended it and you're still in that space, or you made at least the mental commitment to doing it. But the Ten of Wands is this lack of passion to move forward in something because everything just became too complicated and heavy, and where it really just doesn't resonate with you anymore. It's as simple as that. It's like your wills are conflicting. Your will with the will of the person you're in the relationship with, your will and the will of the person that you're working for or with. You guys just are on different pages here, and it just became too heavy to keep it, you know, to keep going. And then we have the Queen of Coins in reverse as the foundation. So for some of you, money may be an issue where you're not able to move forward straight out of the gate, you know, where there has to be some sort of settling up of funds. If it has to do with a connection that you, where you live together, anything having to do with maybe money owed to you by a job, okay? So that's if it has to do with money, right? Now, if it is the interpretation of Pentacles, the coins being for just relationship, coins represent emotional, mental, and physical connection within a relationship. So in the reverse, this can indicate to me that you guys are just not connecting. There's very little communication, if any communication at all, or you're just feeling a lack of connection to whatever situation that you're here with on your heart. So you're not feeling connected at your job. There's not, and it's that weird space, you know, where you're just not connected, right? Because connection has to do with communication. It has to do with, if this has to do with a relationship, it has to do with intimacy. It has to do with your everyday connection. And in the reverse, like, that's not happening, you know, and it's just not there. It's just not there. And that is the foundation of the energy here. Now, representing you and only you is the Princess of Cups. I really like this for you right now. Absolutely. Because this is an Aquarius and Pisces energy. So, Leo, this is telling me that you're ready to do something. You're ready to chase that dream, right? Because Pisces energy is ruled by Neptune. And while Neptune does indicate a lack of clarity, and you are, I'm getting that you're feeling very unclear. Okay, you're unclear. When we have an Aquarius and Pisces energy, Aquarius wants to do things differently and out of the box, but Pisces is like, oh, but I'm not really sure what that means, because they're ruled by Neptune, right? But you know it's different than what you're in right now. That is what you know. So it's different than what you're in right now, but you're allowing yourself to go there. You're allowing yourself to dream, which is really, really important. So even though you feel like you're looking at your future through maybe a little bit of a dirty window, you know, where you can't quite focus it yet, you do know that it's better than where your feet are right now. That is for sure. And then we have the Temperance in the reverse energy. Now, this is external to you. So this is not you. This is an external energy to you. So this is a Sagittarius energy, which is all about moving forward with integrity. And this is in reverse. So you're dealing with somebody who's not illustrating too much integrity, who may be dragging their feet, who may be acting in a way that you really don't agree with and you don't believe with, right? Because Sagittarius rules our belief system. Okay, so you know, it's also ruled by Jupiter, which is about, you know, luck, expansion, and moving forward. So this person is just not acting maybe in the best self, and, you know, and you're recognizing this. So somebody's being a little unfair, lacking in integrity, lacking in a moral approach to something. So that could be like, you know, maybe they're being insulting, they're not being fair, you know, they're trying to undercut you in some way. But you're still like letting yourself be that Princess of Cups. So I'm really happy about that. And then we have the Empress reverses in your fear position. Oh, Leo, don't worry about this. The Empress is the mom of the zodiac, right? She's perpetually pregnant. And this is all about, you know, well, it's an Empress. The Empress is a Venus energy. And this is telling me that you're afraid that you're never going to have that ability. So, you know, to have that experience. So for example, you know, those of you getting divorced, am I ever Am I ever going to be able to get into a relationship that ends up developing to something that I really want? For those of you who would care to have children, am I ever going to be able to have kids? Am I ever going to have that growth and expansion in that job? Am I ever going to do that? And you're fearing that it's not going to happen for yourself, right? But don't worry, because listen, first of all, this is very mental, and I think that's really common and normal to feel like that as you're ending something, because there's always fear of the unknown. You never really fully know what's going to be on the other side of a big decision where you're making a big change. That's the scary part of any kind of transformation. You know what's on this side, but you don't know what's on the other side, wholly so, So I feel like that is just in your fear position. It's mental. Okay, just make sure you keep that in check, because you don't want to bring any negative juju into your situation and create energetic blocks, right? We do have the Six of Wands. I do like this as the outcome energy. Fabulous. Leo, this is about victory and success. It's about respect. It's about being recognized as doing the right thing. So I really, really like this. So that you're going to end up being able to evolve the situation into the way that to where you're looking to go. Okay, for sure. Now, in your near future, we do have the Lovers reverse. Now, the Lovers is a Gemini energy, and the thing is with the Lovers card, it's the negative sides of your personalities coming out. Okay, so this does not have to do. It doesn't have to do with an intimate partner. The Lover's energy really is about more of a soul connection energy where there's a shared purpose. So the Lover's energy can be applied, of course, to relationship, but it can also be applied to business partnership, people in your work environment where you guys have a shared goal, a family member where you have a shared goal, having to do with something within the family, or even just any sort of project that you're working on. Even a friendship. So you really want to think about shared goal and the recognition that there has to be a unification in order to be able to push something forward. It's recognition that something isn't perfect, but that you guys are in it equally. And in the reverse, this indicates that there is not equalness here, there's not fairness. The shadow sides of people's personalities are coming out, and there is not a movement forward within this given situation. So really, to me, this is more of additional validation of the rest of the reading, where this is the right decision for you, Leo. So if you are evolving out of a situation having to do with the relationship, it is the right choice for you. If you're on the fence and you're feeling afraid and just a little trepidatious about it, absolutely as well. If it has to do with a business partnership, a friendship, a family connection, whatever it is on your heart that you feel you needed to end, it ended because it needed to be ended, and it's not meant to be on your larger path, right? It's not meant for the greater trajectory of your life. It was in your life for lessons. And, that is the soulmate energy, is it not? Unfortunately. I always say that, a lot of people come after me for that. This is it's just little on me, right? I mean, who am I? I'm nobody, right? I mean, to me I am, but I mean, in the world, I'm nobody. So, but this is my subjective view, is that, I'm not a fan of the soulmate idea. I'm really not, because lessons happen, and then those people are meant to be in our life for a season, 2 seasons, 20 seasons, sometimes 50 seasons, right? But they're there to teach us lessons, and we're here to learn and grow with them to a certain point, right? That's why I'm all about the red thread energy. The red thread is the soulmate, except you guys figure it all out together in this lifetime, and you move forward in your life together. And that has to do with family connections, with friendships, with intimate partnering, anything like that. Look up the mythology of it. Red thread. It is the way to go. And I don't know why more people don't talk about that in the spiritual community, because the soulmates, people throw it around like it's a super positive thing. I mean, listen, lessons are always positive. Absolutely. People are meant to be in our life for a reason, but if there's a lot of pain often attached to those fabulous lessons that we learn, So it is just the way it goes. But that's my 2 cents, my subjective opinion. You don't have to agree with me. So please don't come after me for just feeling and thinking the way I do. And I learned this from a shaman who I studied with many, many years ago. I'm going to go say 25, 30 years ago, when I was studying, when I was in massage therapy school, when I took an extended course in herbalism, and I studied with the shaman, and he told me that theory, and it made so much sense to me. So that's where I'm at with all that. So let's see what's going on with love, love, love. Those of you who are open to love. I should be getting to the extended reading for April, having to do with love for singles and partners next week. But let's see what we get here. I'm doing a 5 and 5 read, a little different than I've been doing it. So we'll pull some Island Time Wellness, okay, for the crowning energies. We have passion, insane chemistry, like each other equally, having fun. The Golden Mirror, self-absorbed narcissist, one-sided relationship, love bombing. And then we have kisses, unconditional loving, giving, receiving affection, falling in love. Now guys, this does not have to have anything to do with the Celtic Cross spread. If you resonate, you could have resonated with the Celtic Cross having to do with career, family situation, friendship. And this could be a relationship. For some of you, the Celtic Cross may have been a relationship, and this may be a relationship read for an additional number of you, right? Because these are general messages. If I do 10 relationship reads, they're all going to be a little different, right? So let's see what we have here. So we have coming into this energy, Leo, we have the Temperance energies where my mind is first drawn to. So we have the Temperance reverse, yeah. So again, very interesting to me is that this is what came up in the Celtic Cross spread as the person external to you. So this is, again, Temperance is an alchemical energy. It's about taking what you need, what they need, and what the relationship needs, and trying to, in a very fair way and in a way that speaks to everybody's needs, right? Where everybody feels sort of like they're being heard. Again, this is a Sagittarius energy, so it's about moving forward with integrity. So you're dealing with somebody who is lacking in integrity. Now, I do want to say, again, the energies can always be vice versa. So if I'm saying something about a partner, it could certainly be you. The energies are too enmeshed in these general love reads to be anything different. But you're definitely dealing with somebody who is lacking this ability to act with integrity, for sure. Then we have the Devil energy. So the Devil is all about imbalance. So this could have to do with any sort of addiction, having to do with alcohol, pills, addiction to food, an imbalanced perspective regarding money. So they could be gamblers, or they could be like hoard their money. You know what I mean? Any space of imbalance, an addiction to any sort of negative thinking, fear of intimacy, fear of abandonment, any sort of narcissistic tendencies to gaslight and deflect, anything where there's imbalance, that is where the Devil hangs out. So that's the Devil energy. So that is what's going on here. And then we have the Angel de la Nuit, which is specific to this deck, which is the Tarot de la Nuit, by the way. And this is about the Dark Night of the Soul energy. And this is about the person that you're dealing with really not getting honest, raw and honest with themselves about what they do, right? Because when we're dealing with the Dark Night of the Soul energy, I always connect this, and I always say this in my readings when I get this, I always connect this to the Black Moon Lilith energy. And for those of you who don't know what the Black Moon Lilith placement is in our chart, it's kind of like the nodal energies where it's not a planet, it's a location, and it's a pocket of energy. And depending on what energy is hanging out there, was hanging out there when we were born, that's going to indicate the deep lesson that we need to really unknot in our life. And it's the thing that we intuitively know within ourselves as being the thing we need to work on, but the thing we're most uncomfortable to look at. It's the deepest ugly part of ourselves as we see it, right? And we all have it. None of us escape it, right? So what I'm getting here, though, is that somebody has this thing, right? This fundamental aspect within their personality that's problematic, right, in this relationship, and they're refusing to look at it in the reverse. Now, again, Leo, this could certainly be you. So, but the energy is here. Then we have the Nine of Swords energy, which is all about self-imprisonment. This is that 3 a.m. card, ruminating thoughts. How could they have done this? Now what? What am I going to do? And the thing is with this, there's a lot of rumination here, but it's a Mars and Gemini energy. So Mars is being the ruler of Aries, which is the baby of the zodiac, is all about, all right, how am I going to do things differently? I need this new start. A new start is needed here, right? So that's the Mars. And then it's in Gemini. And Gemini, first of all, rules the lovers. But Gemini is Mercury and about communication, right? Not only with other people, but also within ourselves. Okay? So very much this energy of trying to figure out, how can this look differently in order to move forward? What has to happen here? You're thinking about all of the words that have been said, and you're realizing that, once the toothpaste is out of the tube, it's out. Things were said to you. You said things. Things are going to be looking very different now. We have a Mars energy. It's all about a fresh perspective and a new path. There's a newness moving forward. But Mars can also be the ending of something, or it's just like a boom. All right, that's done. Now it's time to move on with a fresh perspective. But it's about being honest with that, because Gemini, ruled by Mercury, is about honesty and words and communication and intellect. So it's really getting honest with yourself. All right, you know what? This was said, that was said, and this is the reality of this situation. And the thing is, we can't go back to that. That can't be returned to. And it's creating this level of anxiety. For some of you, it may be even creating a feeling of depression. Is that sheer recognition that where you were with this person cannot be returned to. And then we have the Six of Cups. Six of Cups is about returning to something from the past. It's a beautiful energy. It's about love. It's about connecting with your inner child. It's about connecting with your past. So for many of you, this is going to be the resurgence of something from once upon a time, a long time ago, Leo. So this can be you making a connection with somebody who you were either with a long time ago. I'm not getting that it's this connection. So somebody that you were with a long time ago, or someone who you knew from an earlier part of your life. It could have been from like grade school, high school, or, depending on your age group. Obviously, we're all in a different space. I mean, if you're in your 60s, somebody who you knew in your 20s or 30s is a long time ago, right? Or this could be you meeting somebody where you have that sense of familiarity, where you're like, oh, wow, I feel like I know this person already. That typically means that you guys have met and had a relationship in a past life. So some sort of past life reconnection. Beautiful energy, though. I love, love, love Six of Cups because it's a Sun and Scorpio card. So this is about excitement and new ideas that's going to create a transformation in your life moving forward. But it is very much the card of reconciliation with something from your past. So again, if this is actively in your energy field, this would really not be what we're talking about here, okay? And then we have the Justice energy. I mean, yeah, you're all about being like really identifying what's fair and what's not fair. So I really like this for you because this is where, so Libra energy, the glyph for Libra is all about the scales. Right? And remember, I mentioned before about, Mercury is entering Pisces in that 8th house. So you really, but just folk between that and the Sun entering Aries in your 9th house of belief system, you're getting really front and center with what's fair and not fair in your world. What do you want for yourself? Absolutely. And then we have the 10 of Swords in the reverse. So listen, one sword at a time over time just really ended this cycle. And you're recognizing that the level of imbalance that was experienced with this person is really what ended up pushing the ending of this relationship. Like the cycle of this relationship had to end. And I'm feeling like it had everything to do with the level of imbalance in this particular person. Their inability to compromise, their inability to just level themselves out. Again, I get this very strong feeling of imbalance, and that's going to be a little different for all of you. And you're just recognizing that there was just not going to be a way forward with them. The Three of Wands energy, I mean, this is a Sun and Aries energy, so it's about feeling really excited and very motivated to move forward. I mean, and this is exactly what we have going on March 19th, and it's reverse. So it's not happening with this person. Like literally, guys, what I mentioned on the 19th of March that we're set for, the Sun entering Aries in your 9th house, is not happening with this person. I mean, it's happening for you, but whatever relationship you're in right now, because it has to do with your belief system, and your ability to change and evolve, it's not happening. Okay? It's not going to be with them. And also, listen, if you guys are married or if you're in any sort of legally binding situation with this person, this does indicate to me that, you know, things are going to be heading to court. I mean, not on that day, March 19th. Obviously, I hope you guys know, the energies don't work like that. Often when I indicate the dates for the energy, not only me, but everybody in this community, that's where like the seed is planted or the seed is cracking open, right? So that you know what's going to be going on ahead of you. And then we have the Nine of Wands energy, which is about self-imprisonment. So this is very much going to be where you're going to be in a state of deep introspection because it's a moon in Sagittarius, right? So moon is about really trying to get in touch with what's deep inside under the surface in a way where you can move yourself forward. And I have to tell you, while this is the card of self-imprisonment, I think there's a lot of value in this energy with certain situations. So this could be you doing some very deep introspective thinking, right? Not showing all your cards straight out of the gate, keeping things under wraps, right? Because remember, the moon is that which is underneath, that what we're feeling deep inside. And with it being in Sagittarius, Sagittarius is about moving forward with integrity. So to me, this is like you very focused on playing your cards right, if you know what I mean. Having to do with the ending of a connection. You not acting flippantly, you really trying to move forward with integrity. You're trying very hard not to shoot yourself in the foot when it comes to evolving out of any kind of situation. Now, obviously, this is not going to resonate with everyone, but this is very specifically for those Leos who feel that they are evolving out of a situation, and you're very much in this space of really trying to get your ducks in a row. Very, I mean, you really are. And look, and we have the Fool energy. The Fool energy reverse. This is a Uranus energy. So this is you recognizing that things are never going to be any different in this connection. As Uranus is all about, boom, let's shake it up, let's do things differently, and nope, it's not going to happen, and you know this. But you are thinking very, very heavily, Leo, about somebody from your past. Now, you could be either thinking about somebody from your past with a beautiful, but this is a positive kind of nostalgia. In the reverse, it's like what was in the past, keep it back there. It doesn't belong coming forward. But in the upright, it's positive. All right. So I actually want to sweep the other cards here, and I do feel like this golden mirror absolutely has to do with this. So I do get a vibe where there was a lot of self-absorption, some narcissism, some one-sided relationship. Yeah, because the one-sided, I mean, that's where the imbalance is coming in, you know? And then recognizing, like, if they're losing you, all of a sudden love bombing you and, you know, screaming that they're going to change, and you're just being like, you know, no, you know? But then we have this passion and kisses and falling in love. Falling in love. So there's a newness here to this energy. There's a newness here to this energy. I just want to get a little couple cards on that Six of Cups energy. Let's give me information that we need to understand about that Six of Cups energy, please. I don't do these in reverse. Okay. Just one more. Ace of Wands. Okay. Alrighty, so we have Six of Cups, King of Wands. Ooh, there's a lot of passion. Yeah, passion. So we have passion, insane chemistry, like each other equally, having fun. Love the King of Wands. Love, love, love. Cancer and Leo. Beautiful. Such a great such a great connection for you. I'm going to tell you, Cancer is all about that metaphorical home and love and safety, and it's you. So this is a beautiful energy for you to have, Leo. Not only is it firing, it's passionate, but it's going to end up being a safe place for you. So it's a great combination of passion and that security that I feel like many of you are looking for. Seven of Pentacles, yes, beautiful. Saturn and Taurus, I love it. This is about really being willing to put the hard work in for just the practical 3D, like let's move this forward. mental, emotional, physical connection. Remember, Taurus is ruled by Venus, the planet of love, and our sense of self-value and self-worth. You're gonna be feeling really good in this connection. We have the Five of Swords energy. I'm not mad at this, okay? Even though 5 is conflict, right, and Swords is all about truth, it is a Venus and Aquarius energy. So this tells me that if this is a reconnection to somebody that you were with a while ago, this is that conversation about how are things going to go differently this time, because Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. And again, Uranus is all about, all right, we're going to do things differently. What is that going to look like? And having that conversation that could end up getting a little wonky, because you have to talk about what worked in the past and what didn't work in your past. So as long as you guys stay grounded and open, I just think that this is a very necessary and positive and forward moving energy that's going to encourage a new beginning with the Ace of Wands. Absolutely beautiful, motivated, passionate, exciting, gorgeous new beginning. Gorgeous new beginning for you, where there's going to be unconditional loving and giving and receiving. There's going to be that reciprocity that I feel like so many of you have been missing in your relationship. So Leo, that is what I have for you. I hope this was helpful in some way. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.